it's time for us to get interactive with today's conversation on Daybreak. As usual, we give you an opportunity to take the driver's seat and, of course, lead the conversation by sharing your thoughts, your views, your opinions, your recommendations or suggestions about today's talking point, as always. And we're going to talk about something that I believe every Nigerian has an opinion or two about, because the federal government has commenced revalidation exercise of the National Social Register as part of efforts to strengthen the ongoing conditional cash transfer. Remember, this is all a humanitarian effort to perhaps bridge the gap between Nigerians who are in the quote-unquote vulnerable bracket to address some of their wants and needs, especially as part of a government effort to alleviate their pains and suffering. Now, so far, a total of 2.3 million households, according to the government, have been confirmed and are cleared for payment under the Renewed Hope scheme. And it's a very big question around who is being captured, what is the criteria, whether people have been captured. With all that is happening with rising cost of living, the program, of course, according to the government, is designed to provide financial incentives or relief to some of the most vulnerable groups in Nigeria. But there are a lot of questions. How do people qualify? In fact, what is the credibility of the social register itself? Who is on the social register? And questions like that. And reports are suggesting that thousands of eligible beneficiaries may still miss out due to delays and some other challenges. But key to the question is, have you been captured? Or if at all you're aware of some of these exercises being carried out in your community. I mean, this is not necessarily a new initiative. We've seen this under the Buhari administration. Plus, we've also seen some of the corruption that has been unearthed in not just the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, but also in terms of some of the programs that have been designed to specifically address the concerns as well as the needs of the vulnerable groups in our society today. So let's have a conversation about that. 2.3 million households that have been identified as beneficiaries of the Renewed Hope initiative or scheme that is set to roll out soon. Have you been captured? What is your take on this as part of a stopgap measure, so to say, to address the rising cost of living as well as the economic fallout of the Tinubu administration's economic reforms, one of them being subsidy removal? Of course, this is supposed to be the carrot that makes life relatively easier for the vulnerable to, stay afloat and try to, make ends meet. So let's have a conversation on that. The number is shown on your TV screen. You can also send us a WhatsApp message via the same number on your screen. So feel free to do so. You can articulate your thoughts and share with us what you think about this one. And if you're calling in, please remember the rules of engagement. Ensure that the volume of your TV set is turned down to the barest minimum. Let's speak to our first caller, calling from Maiduguri. Shatima Yakudima has joined the conversation as always. Shatima, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Abdullahi.
Good morning, Shatima. Good to hear from you as always.
Thank you so much.
Please go ahead.
Honestly speaking, Abdullahi, the arrangement is good, but the facts remain as it is. I doubt much if to say the people that are supposed to be captured, they are the ones that will be captured. Due to some circumstances that was happening in our country, we all know. And you see, this cash transfer and blah, 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 and palliative and other things cannot solve this problem, honestly speaking, cannot solve this problem. The only thing that we are calling for our government to do is to bring sanity in the security aspect of our country. Let us sanitize the country. We have been saying this time without number. Because by giving people money or giving people palliative, you are trying to make these people to become lazy. They will be depending on just aid all the time. And we believe that Nigerians are not lazy. we can provide our needs for with ourselves. If at all the environment is friendly, and if federal government can commit it, and state government and local government they can commit it to bring security, we can do our own. And you see, Nigerian farmers, just for example, they have been asked them to divulge the bush by force because of lack of security. And if at all security will be provided, these people they can provide what will sustain us. We are over 200 million in population. Look at the number that they are saying they have been captured. It's not enough. It's not enough, honestly speaking. And we are with the saying that says, teach me how to catch fish, don't give me fish. So we want federal government to provide farming tools for our farmers, to provide fertilizer for our farmers on time, and to provide chemical that will do away with the grasses in the farm, so that they can provide security for our farmers to till the soil and cultivate the crops. And to provide power supply, adequate power supply for PT business, Abdullah, to pick up. I think by doing that, it will provide a solution.
Right.
Not by giving free money. That free money is sometimes, as we are seeing, it's a way of looting government treasury. It's a way of looting government treasury. If you look at it very well, Abdullah, you can agree with me. People have served this country for 35 years. They are waiting for their benefit. Up to date, a penny was not given to them. And why are you bringing money to dash people like that? It is honestly wrong to me. To me, it's wrong. Try and sanitize the environment. Provide conducive atmosphere for everyone to try his best to provide what he will cater for himself and and his family. Look at what is happening now. A lot of Nigerians cannot even provide a medical bill for themselves. It's a pity. It's a pity, honestly speaking. People are swimming in the ocean of poverty, and they are trying to create another poverty, for the people. By the time you make people to become lazy, what are you doing? You are dragging them into object poverty again. I think they should look at it and think very well, so that they can bring sanity to just to entire Nigerians. I hope and I pray one day this country will pick up, and we are praying for that. Thank you so much. Happy and nice day.
Thank you so much, Shatima. As always, good to hear from you. Appreciate the thoughts and your contribution about this one. Also, just to give you some sort of context, remember that the World Bank had approved this particular one. Talking about free money is actually a World Bank loan. Remember that $800 million the federal government got as part of an approval for a World Bank loan. Well, 530 million was approved in April this year. So it's not necessarily free money. These are loans that are supposed to be disbursed to Nigerians as part of the palliative scheme to address those gaps and challenges that Nigerians have been facing since the removal of fuel subsidy. We all know that inflation is quite significant right now, even though reports are suggesting that it's slightly coming down. Let's speak to our next caller, and Ibrahim is on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how is the day?
Fine, thank you. How is Yola?
Yola is very good. This issue of social intervention and all this, we know what Buhari did. All the money that Buhari spent, we are still where we are. And if you say you're spending 3.5, if you are giving money for 3.5 million Nigerians, that's just child's play. Why is the government not taking this money, investing it in agriculture, providing agricultural inputs, infrastructure to the farms, so that Nigerians can help themselves. Nigerians are not lazy people. Nigerians are not lazy. So why are we continuously always behaving as if Nigerians are poor, they are poor, they are poor? Nigerians are not poor people. Nigerians are hardworking people. Let's provide the infrastructure for them at their localities. And the food that they will farm to, they will produce to make an income is vast. You have so much water all over the place. You have river basins, development authorities all over the place. And government is not giving them money to expand infrastructure in agriculture or what do I call it, Padama areas. And we're talking of 25,000 naira for 3 months. Please. I don't know who's giving this government all these advices. You take a loan and that's the money to other people and you pay back. What happens after that 3 months? After that 3 months, what happens to me? You give me 75,000 for 3 months. Thereafter, what happens for the next of the tenure? What happens? Government should stop wasting money. This idea that you are trying to give people money and believing that it will work for you, we should stop it. Government should look at the long-term development of the country. This money could have been used to buy implements, farm implements, and equipment to provide access to farmland, the Padama areas, so that people within localities can farm. And like Setima said, without the security situation being improved, farmers cannot go back to the farm. We saw what Buhari did with the Kebbi. The Kebbi state, in the first 3 years that he brought this issue of irrigation. Thereafter, these bandits came up and destroyed the whole thing. So government has to stop this idea that by giving people money is helping them. Nobody believes in that. It will never work. Besides, 3.5 million naira, 3.5 million people out of how many Nigerians? 3.5 million out of how many Nigerians? If you give that money to Adamawa State, nobody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to get it. The whole money. Give it the whole money, the whole loan to Adamawa State. Not all of us are going to get that access to that money. So please, government should listen to people who are telling them the facts of what is happening on the ground. Not parties stalwarts. No, this is Nigeria. Let government talk about Nigeria and move Nigeria forward.
Right.
How can you have so much vast land in the whole place and government not provide infrastructure? Is not providing access roads to the farm. I know of a place on near Savannah. It's a Padama area and individuals are farming there. But government has not even got into that place to provide irrigation structures. So how do they improve their farming activities? That area can be used for three times irrigation a year. But nothing's happening there. For the past 20 years, I've known that area to be there. Nothing's happening. So
right.
This idea of giving us money, believing that it's going to help us, I mean, look, let's forget about it. You give me 75,000 for 3 months. Then after what happens? That's the question government should ask itself. You give me that money for 3 months. After 3 months, what happens to me? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for articulating your thoughts this way. Obviously, it's a very big question about sustainability, but we are all too familiar with the expression, give a man food, feed him for a day. Teach him how to catch a fish, well, you feed him for life, basically. And I think that's the concept behind some of the arguments against this perpetual interventions that doesn't seem to solve the problem, because the poverty issues seems to keep multiplying, and throwing money in such a manner at the problem, according to most people, is not only not sustainable, but it doesn't actually solve the problem. What happens when you run out of money? Because that same poverty that you're trying to cure is still going to be there. I believe we have a Kenneth on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, this is Abdullahi calling from Gombe State.
Kenneth, how is Gombe this morning?
Thank you. You got the glory.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Trustee.
Good morning to you once again.
Yeah, sincerely speaking, this is another good topic, very, very good topic. And I sincerely appreciate Shetima. He's a wonderful speaker. I would do wish the state government of Borno State should give him a space. Now, he has spoken my mind. I have, but sincerely speaking, I just want to add, if not, I wouldn't have said anything. Life is politics. And when we say life with politics, what do I mean? This cash transfer needs not to come up. Why do I say so? I was in Gombe here, and I saw young men, they were rushing to banks, and then cashing money. A lot of them ended up in hospitals with their legs and hands amputated, broken legs, broken heads. Some got additional wives to themselves and did one or two things that needed not to be required on. So that money went wrongly. It was not used judiciously. So back here, I want to ask that why can't this money be used in updating our security, updating our AI, intelligence gathering? Look at what happened in Borno State. It's a big shame to this country. A giant of Africa that has gone to Liberia, fought wars, assisted South Africa, did a lot of wonderful jobs. The police had exhibited some wonderful performance during peacekeeping. So why is it that the government is now trying to use this money not for the betterment of Nigeria, but to waste it? I just want to add now that rising insecurity, the federal government has spent a lot of money. Why can't we inject this money into security or education? Let's say education and security. I've said it on this platform. Use this money for two things. Sorry, please. Use this money either for education or for what? Or for security. But if you can use it for security, it's better. Because if you said you want to use it for education, when insurrection comes up, will education be there? No. So I want to add that the insurgence of banditry attack, Boko Haram attack, that money needs not to be wasted. Because this is dog eating dog. They will use that money to better themselves for their family. I also want to add intelligence gathering. Our bodies that has to do with intelligence have failed. I'm continuously saying it. The DSS have failed woefully. So they need to, in fact, they need to send them on courses. Look at how they went to Borno and look at what happened there. If our intelligence has not failed, the defense intelligence failed, police intelligence, the SIDD failed, the DSS, their intelligence failed. Must we continue to be like this? The border is porous. Why not use this money to build a border? Look at Mexico. Look at Italy. They built posts so that what do they call them? These immigrants cannot cross over. Why are we not using our senses? We are very wonderful people with intelligence. Why are we demarketing ourselves? Thank you this morning. God bless.
Thank you so much, Kenneth, for joining the conversation. Appreciate you for giving your thoughts on this one. Just to redirect our focus, right? This whole initiative itself is powered by the $800 million World Bank loan. And by design, that loan was taken to, inject these funds into the humanitarian affairs scheme towards addressing the issues around palliatives and financial support. So the idea of redirecting the funds into something else, I don't think is going to work, because there are parameters with which these $530 million loan, the first tranche, which was given in April, was approved. So you cannot borrow the money for one thing and then do it for another thing, use it for another thing. I don't think the World Bank is likely going to allow that to happen. But of course, point taken on that one, Kenneth. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Let's speak to our next caller then. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, this is Amina from Kaduna.
Amina, how is Kaduna this morning?
Kaduna, alhamdulillah, Kaduna is fine.
Happy to hear that. Please go ahead.
Okay. The truth about all the programs in Nigeria is the sincerity attached to it. Yes, they will make the masses to understand that it's for the betterment of the masses. But at the end of the day, just very few will enjoy this. Like the other speakers. In fact, Shetima said almost everything, followed by Ibrahim, and I think all the speakers, they've said everything. But the truth is this: how are they going to disburse this money? Because up till this moment, I've not had within my environment anybody that has been registered. You see, this thing, sometimes these things, they do it for their own selfish interest. And I want to tell you that it's just political propaganda. This is a walk towards 2027 to make the masses feel as if they have concern for them. What we want is security. What we want is security. If there's security, every other thing can follow. When the people are at rest, when the mind is at rest, you don't need to tell people what to do. Nigerians are very hardworking people. We don't need this 10 kobo, 20 kobo they give in the name of palliative just to enrich few people. We had the humanitarian minister that was suspended for I don't know what to use, it fraud or mismanagement of funds. Up to this moment, nothing has been said about her again. It has been swept under the carpet. So some of this money has just been collected. You collect loan. How can you be collecting loan to come and give serve your people? Give them 20,000 or 25,000. Then after 2-3 months, it's over. 75,000. That is for those that may be lucky to have. What will that do for anybody in Nigeria? What happened after that? And then remember, the loan is there. Nigeria will have to service this loan. Please, the government should learn to manage and help the masses. Yeah. The government should learn what is right and do it right. We should put this issue of selfish interest aside. Somebody will just sit somewhere, look at the beauty of the program and put it out to people just for it to be appreciated. But in the recent, it's just for selfish interest. Because at the end of the day, this money is going to just the pocket of just few. And if you see the masses they are talking about, maybe in like somebody talk of Gombe, this money bring it to Kaduna. If you want to do it right, how many people will get? When you bring the whole of this money to Kaduna alone, and you are talking of Nigeria in general, the government is not ready to help Nigerians. And if they want to help, they should put security right.
Right.
Not until security is set right and people are at peace, there's nothing that will go on well in Nigeria. We are not at peace with ourselves. People sleep with one eye open. In Benue, people do not sleep again with one eye open. They don't sleep at all. In Plateau State, the same thing. And you are going to give such people 25,000. What will 25,000 do? What will it do to them? You see, the truth is, the government is not ready to face facts. All they do is for their political enjoyment. What they do now, by the time they give 20, because the average man on the street, or those are the rural area, by the time you take 10,000 to them, this is what the government has given. The government, they've remembered us. And this is what the government wants. It's just a political propaganda. This is just a march towards 2027. It's not because they want to help Nigerians, because this will not help Nigerians. They can only help Nigerians if security is put right. If we have food to eat, we have food on our table, we don't mind what they are eating over there. But when there's no food, when there's no security, you come out, you drop the crumbs for us to eat, and then go back just for your own selfish interest. You've not done anything. Right. The government must be ready to do things right. And to do it right is to ensure that there's security. There's food security. Agriculture is there. If they have this money now, they should think of a better way to put it into agriculture. And this, I think, will help than to give 2020 to help 25,000 to people or to imaginary people. That is the way I look at it. Imaginary people. Just few pockets. This money is going to just me pockets. Let's not deceive ourselves. They will only bring this out as a reason for the program. But the truth is that very few people will enjoy this, and their families. So many programs like that have happened. We have what they call palliative. How many people are getting the palliative? And where they bring the little they bring out to the masses, you see many people dying because of one indomie, one spaghetti. The government is not helping Nigerians. If they must help Nigeria, they should think of security first. We are not safe. Not until we are safe, we cannot think of anything better. Nigerians are not lazy. You give them little, they give you more. Right. Until the government is ready to put things right, we can never get anything right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, always good to hear from you. Thank you. Do have a lovely day ahead. I mean, obviously, she made that same point that Kenneth made earlier about the politicization. I mean, if you take away all the other arguments against it, one that usually stands out is the politicization of the entire exercise, where there appears to be a mistargeting. I know the government will now say, this is why we are revalidating it, so we don't give out money to ghosts or people who are not captured in the National Social Safety Nets register, because according to that register itself, we have 19.3 million poor and vulnerable households. But this particular program is targeting 15 million households, and of that 15, only 37% have been captured so far, and that is the 2.3 million households that will be targeted for this tranche that will be disbursed, according to the NIMC Director General, who disclosed this in that press briefing. And of course, this is one of the reasons why this conversation is necessary, so that Nigerians can have their say about what they make of this whole initiative, whether it is working, whether it's a drop in the ocean, whether it is necessary, whether it is actually going to reinforce this dependence that poor and vulnerable households have no option now but to depend on the handouts that the government is willing to give. Is this even sustainable? Let's head to our WhatsApp platform now to take a look at some of those messages that have just come in. This one is from Nandi Bete, as always, a frequent contributor from Ogoja in Cross River State. Says, let there be a clear departure from the past where this exercise lacked honesty, integrity, and transparency. There have been too many shady deals. And of course, Nigerians do understand that they are speaking from experience. Nigerians are speaking about what they've actually seen, what they've actually witnessed, and what is likely happening right now. According to some of our callers and contributors, it's not going to be a departure from what has happened in the past. Plus, it's always better to teach people how to fish instead of attempting to give them fish on a regular basis, especially when you cannot guarantee having that fish on a daily basis. Well, thank you so much for the wonderful contributions, impassionate appeals and calls. Most of the contributions, if not all of the contributions, have been 5-star, and we do appreciate you for being a part of Daybreak Interactive.